Well, the rest of this week might not be the best time to head outdoors, but with the temperatures get warm enough to go out and work out, be careful. Doctors warn the risk of injury is high this time of year. That's why orthopedic sports medicine specialist Dr. Robin Knutson-Buehling is here with some advice to get back into an active routine, but safely. That's what we like. So when temperatures are warm, I mean, folks usually jump back into activity. What are some of the injuries that you see?
Isn't it great? Well, we can get out of our house.
I know,
and get some sunshine and fresh
actually.
air. Yeah, we've had some teaser days where we could get out and do some things. So when people are getting back outside and getting more active, we definitely see more sprains and strains, some overuse activity kinds of injuries. With this kind of weather where it's warm and then it's cold and maybe we have some snow, we also see a lot of broken bones. Folks don't really think about the fact that they might slip and it's maybe even still icy like in the shadowy areas even when it's warm outside. So making sure that people are paying attention to sort of all the environmental things around them. So
people just need to be a little more vigilant and not overdo it is what I'm hearing. So what is the biggest mistake people make when they jump back in right away?
Well, it's exciting, right? We can get out of our house and get going, and so we want to go do it all day long, every day. You know, we go play 3 games of pickleball, or we clean our whole yard and end up with a very sore shoulder or an ankle that isn't working quite right or that sort of thing. And so keeping in mind that maybe you haven't been doing these activities or you've been doing some different activity all winter long and your body maybe isn't quite ready for a whole day or a whole weekend or every day of the same thing. And sort of gradually introducing those activities that you want to be able to do on a little bit slower and more gradual basis is a little bit smarter.
Yeah, so instead of, I like that, I don't have to work out every day. That's what I'm hearing from you. Is maybe it's a 7-3.
Right,
So how do we ease back in gradually? I know that can look different for different people.
So you can mix up your routine. Maybe one day you go for a walk, one day you play pickleball, one day you do some yoga. Or you can gradually increase. Maybe you add a few minutes every day to what it is you're doing rather than just jumping back into the same amount that you were doing last summer in August. Either one of those can be helpful. One of the reasons that we see injuries a lot in the springtime is that people just sort of jump right back into the routine that they used to do 6 months ago without sort of that ramp up phase. And so if you kind of give yourself a few weeks of ramping back up to what you really like to do, that generally helps.
Okay, accommodate for that break. Before I let you go, how do we know if it's just soreness or if we actually need to come see you?
So if the soreness warms up while you're going and it kind of goes away and it feels better while you're moving, that's generally a safe soreness. It's usually kind of muscle soreness, that sort of thing. If you can't put weight on a joint or on a bone or on a muscle, that's generally a bad sign. If there's anything that looks crooked or deformed, that's not usually a good sign.
Right.
Maybe you slipped on the ice and your wrist doesn't look like it's the same shape. That's not usually a good sign. Anything that seems like it's getting worse over a period of days rather than starting to improve over a period of days, we should see all of those things in the office.
Okay, so there is kind of a progression. All right, doctor, thank you so much for getting us back into the spring of things and the groove of things.
Next week.
Valuable tips, yes, next week. We'll have these tips at care11.com/noon.